Next topic. I gotta go. I got a lot to say with this one. The movie of the year, Anora. No, I kind of jumped on this back in January. I talked about we're at the point we don't even need award shows. I don't know, other than Dune 2, if you want to say that Wizard of Oz, if you want to give that somewhat of credit, this is what I call a forced award show. I really do love this actress, by the way, and I'm just like, all right, one, you got to give this movie a shot. So I recently rented this movie. I'll do a couple praises here because I'll do the positives. Number one, we've obviously been lacking the last 5 years of any sort of nudity or contact or anything strong sexually wise, or hey, don't go there. The world's different now. I love this movie because these two.
Definitely the first half hour.
I know, for just constant sex. It was nonstop. I was like, cool, but now award shows. I know David said about in a couple of previous podcasts, like 94, the best films were what? Was it the Quiz movie?
So 94, you had Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, Quiz Show, and Shawshank Redemption all up for Best Picture.
That's just
hell of a year to be
hell nominated. Of a year. And now this
deserved it.
A film like this is up there. To me, if you took that list, if our films were as powerful as that list that Dave just gave, this film would have not even been allowed in the building. So this is why I don't like the film overall. It's a stripper, and in comes a young kid from Russia, and he's just really immature. I think he was 23 years old. It's daddy's money. This is someone who has Ted Turner's kid or Elon Musk's kid, someone who's never going to have to work, that has no responsibility, has more money than God, picks up the stripper, starts to kind of have a relationship, and then with his drunken self says, hey, want to get married? They get married. And after about a week, the family finds out and says, oh, no, this isn't happening. We're stopping this right now. That's basically the blunt of this movie. Now, here's my problem with all films and what the big problem I have with this one. She's the lead, Mikey Madison, and I don't even remember the actor who's the opposite of her, the rich kid. The rich kid, we got to know a little bit. All you had to hear was mom and dad's money. This is, that's what's feeding him, keeping his party lifestyle going. And then when they threaten to take the money away, he kicks her to the curb, basically saying, I choose this lifestyle over you. I want a divorce. I didn't really get to know him besides that. He's obviously a guy, to the audience, you're not supposed to like him. So, okay, that makes him the bad guy. Here's my problem with her character. You'll favor her because she's more gutsy and has more honor, but she's not really likable. I didn't really care. I didn't get to know her too well. There was a really quick story about her mom and her sister, but these were just characters I didn't care about. I want to care about and root for characters. Mm. Again, as I said, Dune, you rooted for the Atreides house and all that. You're yeah, it's explained. This was just another. To me, this was a throwaway movie, and the fact that it won so many awards and this is solidified as the movie of 2024 is saying Hollywood, this should have just took the year off. You really should have just took the year off. I know Dave's the only other guy that saw this, so this is your cue.
In the words of my cousin Vinny, everything that guy just said no. So I liked it. I see what you're saying. I don't think it's so much that she's not likable. I found her interesting.
So did I, but that didn't make her likable.
I'm okay with my characters just being interesting because I was on board with like, you know, the bumbling Russian, you know, goons that worked for his parents with her trying to find him, you know, in Brighton Beach, New York. I was just on board with that because it was just like this insane, where is this going to go? Like, I kind of love how it starts off as basically an X-rated version of Pretty Woman.
This is what it is. Yes,
That's like the first half hour.
I always said it's the adult version of what Pretty Woman is,
Yeah.
but the same ending.
and then it turns into Uncut Gems.
Yes,
and I was okay with that. I was entertained by it, and I don't know. I guess, and maybe, you know, I don't necessarily have to root for the characters, but I have to find them interesting. And I found every one of them, including the bumbling, you know, goons, to be interesting, because like you could see how they're like, can't we just find, like, they're frustrated.
Mhm.
They're fed up with this. You know, they're like holding her prisoner, and they're like, look, we're in just as much trouble as you are. Like, even worse, because we actually work for his parents.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
I don't.
here's my only pushback towards what you said. I'm fine. Everyone can watch it, everybody can like it. I'm not telling anybody not to like it. Here's my issue that I have to like firmly come down with. Dude, how could this still be the movie of the year though?
So as a horror fan,
you know, but I mean, that's
I was rooting for the substance.
Okay.
As you know, I was wishing Nosferatu had been nominated for more. I would have been more happy with that. That said, I was happy with her winning Best Actress, and I think that was the most deserved award.
Yeah.
I met her last year at Monster Mania. I'm glad I did, because I guarantee you're never going to see her there again after winning an Oscar.
Nice call.
I'm glad I met her when I did.
I walked past her.
She was really sweet in person.
I'll be like, I walked past her and she was very beautiful. I was like, wow. I was like, okay. But Ross, I realize you didn't see it, but your thoughts, even if they're small.
Yeah, I think that this is the trend with you know what I gather from you guys, where there's just nothing really like stellar about the film. I mean, I'd have to, you know, see more of her performance to see if it warranted the Best Actress. As far as like, I would equate it to not buying in, not rooting for the character, or getting to know them, or the likability aspect, right? Like, for, you know, I'd parallel that to something totally unrelated, but Clint Eastwood in Dirty Harry is pretty far from a likable character. He's like insulting the rest of the guys he works with, using racist terminology to his fellow officers. There's nothing particularly likable about the guy, but he's such a badass that he carries 5 or 6 movies of a franchise, and everybody loves him.
He's fun to watch.
But personality, likability, not the same thing. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. And you could even throw the movie that he won movie of the year over the Gran Torino. Like that guy wasn't exactly like, but there's a part
supposed to be unlikable in that movie. That was the point.
But you at least got to know the guy and saw his character arc of how he goes out. Like, you know, he's saying all the racist stuff about, you know, call him. I'm not saying that on YouTube, but you know, he's calling.
Don't get canceled now.
Exactly. Well, I'm not worried about cancel. I'm not worried about getting the video
monetized.
but basically, was it Ty or Tao or whatever? Like the people he hated since the war, he makes up with, and then he gives his life to save him. That's a beautiful character arc.
For sure.
And this girl, to me, the only thing I liked, I gotta give a little bit at the end. You know, she hooks up with Igor. Igor, by the way, the character of Igor's I thought was the most likable. I didn't get to know him, but when she hooks up with Igor at the end, in the middle of it, starts crying.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, the spoilers. But when she cried, I was just like, I get it. Like, she doesn't know what to do. Like, this is it.
He was the only character that treated her like a human being.
Yes. But we still didn't get to know him. So, to me, it's just a film. It's worth checking out. I don't think I'll ever watch it again unless I'm scrolling through the channels and it's the first part of the movie. Because I'm like, I'll watch this for a bit.
No, and like I'm glad as a fan of like independent film, I'd rather see the $6 million indie film win than like the giant blockbuster that was just a soulless cash grab win.
Uh-huh.
Like at
That's a
least like
great point.
Sean Baker, you know, he won best screenplay, he won best director, won best picture. I'm happy to see like a passionate artist win for a movie they were passionate about making.